On August 31st of last year, I became one of the many, many millions of Americans and people around the world who found out I have cancer.
James Van Der Beek, star who defined a generation, has died at 48. On February 11, 2026, the world lost one of television's most cherished faces. James Van Der Beek, the actor whose early role as Dawson Leary in Dawson's Creek became a cultural touchstone for millions, passed away at the age of 48 after a courageous battle with stage 3 colorectal cancer, his family announced. In an emotional Instagram statement, his wife, Kimberly, said he met his final days with courage, faith, and grace. She and the family have asked for privacy as they grieve the loss of a husband, father, son, brother, and friend. James had shared his cancer diagnosis publicly in late 2024, though he had been under treatment for more than 2 years. Throughout his illness, he spoke candidly about his experience and used his platform to raise awareness about cancer and early detection. A life beyond the screen. Van Der Beek's name became synonymous with heartfelt teen drama. Long before social media, audiences connected with his earnest portrayal of Dawson, a young man full of hope, longing, and the kind of vulnerability rarely explored on television at the time. His work in Varsity Blues and numerous television roles showcased his range and endeared him to fans across generations. But to his family and those close to him, he was so much more than a star. He was a devoted father to his 6 children and a loving partner. In interviews before his death, he often spoke about how fatherhood reshaped his world and grounded him in what mattered most. Tributes from friends, fans, and co-stars. Almost immediately after the news of his passing spread, tributes poured in from fellow actors, former co-stars, and fans. Dawson's Creek cast members remembered him not just for the role that made him famous, but for the deep friendship and warmth he carried with him throughout his life. Busy Phillips, who worked with him and stayed close over the years, described him as one in a billion, while others highlighted his generosity, kindness, and the light he brought into people's lives. A family facing the future. In the wake of his death, the financial toll of his extended treatment has left the family in a precarious position. His wife has shared a GoFundMe appeal to help support their children's needs and living expenses, highlighting the stark reality that many families face even with fame and success. Donations quickly rallied, topping $1 million in under a day. More than an actor, James Van Der Beek's legacy cannot be contained to a single role or a list of credits. He used his platform to champion awareness, to remind people of the importance of health and connection, and to show that vulnerability is a strength. Even in his last days, he leaned into love for his family and gratitude for every moment he got to spend with them. His work will continue to resonate with those who grew up watching him, those who found comfort in his honesty, and anyone who saw in him a reflection of their own hopes and challenges. His loss is deeply felt, but so too is the imprint of a life lived with openness, empathy, and genuine humanity.
Anybody else out there finding that your New Year's resolution was impossible to keep? I'm going to say something. I don't think it's your fault. I think it makes total sense. Why are we celebrating a new year in the dead of winter? Why are we celebrating new beginnings at a time when nature rests? Animals are hibernating. Birds fly south for the winter. The time to celebrate a new beginning and a new you and a new resolution is in the spring, at the vernal equinox, when the flowers bloom and it gets warmer and the birds return. That's how nature does it. Why are we fighting nature? I mean, all due respect to Pope Gregory VIII, who saddled us with this Gregorian calendar system, but it just makes absolutely no sense. Plus, hear me out on this one. If March is the first month of the year, that means September is the 7th, October the 8th, November the 9th, December the 10th. You see where I'm going with this, right? So I'm going to say, screw it. I'm going to take the winter to recover, to rest, and I'm going to make New Year's resolutions in the spring. Who's with me?